When Fraser Health came and said that we had to chlorinate our water, I was really against that. I didn't want chlorine, I didn't want my daughter to drink it, I didn't want to see other people's kids having to drink it, and honestly, it just tastes gross. So I started fighting against that, and shortly after that all went, I started the petition that a bunch of people signed, and the party came and asked me if I wanted to run after that, so that's how I ended up here. So I am most interested in hearing what is important to you guys. So, not going to talk your ear off, but I would love to hear your guys' questions. So, I saw a hand back there first.
What are you going to be doing for the education in our school systems? Like, will you be putting more funding into the schools?
Yep. I do want to see a lot more funding going towards the education system. I don't think that if we don't educate our kids, how can we expect anything to happen in the future? I don't know a huge amount about the actual numbers. I'm not a math kind of person, but I would like to see a lot of support staff coming in to help your teachers make sure that each and every one of you gets a really good education.
Where are you going to spend the healthcare money on?
The healthcare money? We do need more doctors and nurses. And again, I think that in order, a place where our money can really go is in the home care system. So that when people are sick, and especially, your grandparents, so they can stay home where they're going to be happier and taken care of rather than just being put into the hospitals.
My grandma, usually when she goes to Tees every day,
Yeah.
she finds garbage and she usually picks it up. And when my grandma sometimes complains that there's not enough garbage pickers in this town, so are you gonna hire more of them?
I would like to see some more programs put into place for keeping our town a lot cleaner.
What's it like being representative?
It's different. I have a lot of freedom to make up my own mind. The party has its policies, but as candidates for it, we're allowed to kind of do our own thing and take on community issues. So we're allowed to make up our own minds. It's a lot of fun.
Video game stores have been going out a lot and all that.
Sorry?
A lot of video game stores and all that have been closing down lately.
Yeah.
So I was wondering that maybe if you were build up somewhere and all that to keep all the stores maybe equal and all that in this place and all that. That way there's an equal amount of shops and all that. Maybe probably do that.
I don't know about video game stores specifically, though I'm sure you can figure out I love video games. But yeah, I think small business in general. Yeah, we need to be making sure that our small business community is able to flourish rather than just be heavily taxed like they are right now.
Will you support more farming or less?
I want to see more farming happening, especially so that we can start eating local produce rather than importing a lot of our food. So yeah, I'd like to see a lot more done locally.
What does your family think about this?
My family is really supportive. It's just me, my husband, and our daughter. So it's been a lot of fun. She's been a little sad. She's only 3. So she's sad that mommy's not home, but yeah, in general, they're very, very supportive.
What are you going to do about the chlorine?
About the chlorine, yep, that is how I got into this whole thing. I would like to see it.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I bet they're supportive.
Pardon? Okay. Yeah, I hate the chlorine. It smells bad, it tastes bad, it's not good for us. So yeah, I'm going to be fighting to have it removed, but it's become more than just the chlorine itself, but how it was done. People in Chilliwack didn't get any say when they came in, and I think that's what really needs to change.
How will you make schools better?
How will I make schools better? I want to see more teachers and more support staff to help out your teachers, so that there's more time for you guys to get a proper, good quality education.
What will you be doing to decrease British Columbia's ecological footprint?
Ecological footprint. Oh, there's lots of ways that we can do that. Like I mentioned, farming. So we eat locally, so we're not importing a lot of food. I'd love to see rapid transit, so trains coming between Vancouver and Chilliwack and even further up into the north so that people can commute without driving their cars. We are supporting an increase in the carbon tax, but used differently. Right now, it just goes into the general budget of the province, and I want to see it going back to schools and hospitals and things like that so that they can retrofit themselves so that they don't take up as much energy.
Will you add more doctors and nurses?
Yes, definitely, we need more doctors and nurses.
Are you going to make college and university cheaper or more expensive?
I want to make it cheaper. I think when I first got out of school, I wanted to go to college, and I couldn't because I couldn't afford it. And so right now, I think the first priority is making funding more accessible. So when you guys graduate high school and you want to go to college and you need a student loan, it's easier to get one. And then eventually, we want to see it become free. So it's a long-term process.
What are your opinions of putting more technology into school?
I'd like to see more technology into schools. I think that's the way the whole world is going. Yeah, anything that's going to help you guys learn.
Do you agree or disagree with putting in the BC pipeline and why or why not?
I don't think that we should be putting in the pipeline. I think that we should be focusing more on cleaner sources of energy. Right now, the pipeline it's dangerous, really. You know, it's an old pipe, hasn't been upgraded, and if it leaks, that's going to be really bad news for Chilliwack.
Yeah.
So yeah, ideally, I'd like to see it not at all. But if it has to go in, I want to see it, make sure it's protected. So, who hasn't gotten a question?